12th ranked Oklahoma State, 18th season for Mike Gundy. The Pokes went 12-2 last season. They lost to Baylor in the Big 12 championship. They are getting 21 here. The total is 60. Yeah, just a few inches short. So otherwise, who knows what happens in the college football playoff and with the Big 12. With Oklahoma State winning it. Look, the bottom line is, Oklahoma State is built to compete within the Big 12 this year. You got Spencer Sanders coming back. Obviously, they're going to have their passing attack. They always have had that under Mike Gundy, and a balanced rushing attack. My question is more about the defense. I mean, this was one of the top defenses in college football last year with Jim Knowles as their defensive coordinator. He moves on from Ohio State, and with him, they lose 4 of their leading tacklers. So this is a game where, when I look at how these two teams match up, Oklahoma State is going to win. They're clearly the better team between the two. But I do think Central Michigan can keep it close. Lou Nichols led the nation in rushing last year in regards to yards per game. And look, their veteran quarterback, Daniel Richardson, has played a lot of football. And they do have one of the best secondaries in the MAC. So I'm going to go ahead and take the 21 points here in Central Michigan. And this is also a game that I think between Central Michigan wanting to run the football, shorten the amount of possessions Oklahoma State gets, I like the under in this play too, Danny.
I love the under. Oklahoma State's last 9 games in the month of September, the under has hit 7-1-1. You mentioned Lou Nichols. I was going to hit you guys with a trivia question and see if you knew who led the country in rushing. As a freshman, I'll remind you, Lou Nichols was last year. I'm with you on the side, too. I think Jim McElwain and the Chippewas come in. I think this is their Super Bowl. I think Oklahoma State wins the game. But I think they're a little more methodical, too. Spencer Sanders isn't the type of quarterback who's going to go out there, and they're not the Oklahoma State of old who's going to chuck it all over the yard. They'll be a little bit more methodical. And I do think Derek Mason was a very good fill-in. When you lost Jim Knowles, they went to the SEC and brought in Derek Mason to run the defense for Mike Gundy there in Stillwater. So I like the under here as well, because I think you'll see a little bit more of a smash mouth affair. And because it'll be low scoring, I think it stays inside that number. So I'll take the 21 points, too.
One other thing, too, Oklahoma State has had the propensity to get off to some slow starts to start the season. They had a slow start versus Missouri State last year. And then if you recall, going back to the Central Michigan game, 4 or 5 years ago, whenever it was, losing on the Hail Mary at the very end of that one. So, Cooper Rush in particular, that just got released today from the Dallas Cowboys. But the reality is that Hail Mary play will live in infamy in Stillwater for the way it went down. So don't count out Central Michigan to keep this one close, and Oklahoma State having to distance themselves in the second half.
Those games on Thursday. Let's hop over to Friday. We get West.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis. No yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.